When I was on my mission in Brazil, I saw this 15-year-old girl. She came running towards my companion and I as we were walking down the street, trying to catch her breath, and in tears she told us that she had felt so alone. She had joined the church when she was younger, but fallen away. She was the only member in her family. Her parents had split up, and her older brother had passed away. Just the night before, she said a prayer and asked God, "Have you abandoned me? Please do not abandon me." Then she saw us, 2 missionaries walking down the street. Then she had this feeling, "I didn't abandon you. You've abandoned me." At first she tried to ignore it, but the feeling was so strong that God hadn't left her alone, that He was there, that He would send angels to be in her path. She ran towards us, grateful that her silent prayer had been answered. We had wonderful experiences helping her get back to church. A year and a half ago, I had the chance to go back to Brazil and see her. She had just gotten her own call to serve a mission. Just a few months ago, she sent me a message while on her mission. She said, "I had an incredible experience. My companion and I were walking down the street to a sister's house who had prepared lunch for us. Then a guy came out and came running towards us. I was very confused. I had no idea what was happening, and he stopped us and said, 'You need to get closer to God.' He said that the night before, he had been praying and asking God for help. Then, when he saw us, he felt he should come to us." It reminded me of a girl who had just arrived in the city of Salvador. She already knew about the church, but she had fallen away and was about to give up everything. One night she prayed, asking God not to abandon her. The next day, this girl saw 2 missionaries and felt something, that she came running towards the elders. Hearing somebody that I met on my mission now have the similar experiences on her mission that I had had with her brings me so much joy. It reminds me that the gospel isn't one of rationalization or perfectionism. It's a gospel of redemption and love. This week's Come Follow Me sections have some really rich stories behind them. Less than a year after the spiritual outpourings connected with the dedication of the Kirtland Temple, troubles came. A financial crisis, a discord in the Quorum of the 12, and other trials caused many to waver in their faith. When I first started to make this video, I thought about telling the stories about Thomas B. Marsh and other leaders fell away from the church. I planned on telling these cautionary tales of how nearly half the apostles in 1837 turned against the prophet, and how it's a good reminder that regardless of the calling we have or how much we know about the gospel, we must individually make sure we are truly converted and not fall away. But as I studied these early saint stories in depth, I felt compassion. All of my judgments towards them for falling away left. And I came to realize that they shouldn't be defined by a single historical point of difficulty in their life. These were good people with amazing experiences, but they're just people. I came to love these historic leaders. I once worked with somebody who I viewed as a wonderful church leader, and one day I got frustrated with some decisions he was making at work that put me in a difficult situation. I called him to confront him. His response to me was life-changing. He owned up to what he did, he said he was sorry, and then he said this, "I'm just a person too." It brought me this new insight on all of my church leaders. They're not perfect, and they get to be just a person too, like I am, given opportunities to repent, change, and be redeemed through Jesus Christ.